Good morning, everybody. We are here today with Stefano Sedola. Good morning, Stefano. He's the former director of IBF International Consulting. Thank you for being with us. We would like to have your personal point of view on development cooperation sector, and especially what are the opportunities for students who want to start their career in this field. So can you please tell us more about you? What's your job today?
Thank you, Linda, for inviting me for this interview. I work for IBF for more than 16 years now, and in different functions and positions. I started as a head of department, then I moved to director, and then member of the board. And the day-to-day work is very different in a company like IBF. It's very diverse because basically we are working in the field of project management. But work is also to answer some of the toughest challenges or more difficult challenges in the world by providing top expertise and strategic advice. We work with some of the most wicked problems, such as making education accessible to all, or improving public health, or creating sustainable trade, or granting justice for all. These are all topics that we are working with on a daily basis in our technical assistance projects. But we are also confronted with a very more basic and more simple and very practical things. In a consulting company like IBF, we are actually confronted with real issues such as procurement procedures, contracts, financial monitoring, budgeting, and administrative issues, and as well as human relation, human resource management, both internal and external, with our expert on the field. So it's very, very diverse and very complex work. Now, today I am currently engaged to a topic which is very important for us, that is climate change. And then I'm leading a team that is planning and implementing projects on climate change. It's a new unit within IBF, and we're very happy about that.
Yeah, in fact, the next question was, your experience, in fact, brought you also to found a startup, no? With the aim to transform the world with data and artificial intelligence. So it's interesting for youngsters approaching this field to know that even a startup is a possibility if they are interested to work in developing countries. So what do you think about this?
Thank you. Actually, after my work and my passion in delivering technical assistance, I thought to create a startup that is called Strategize, that uses artificial intelligence and data-driven initiatives to support the public sector and private sectors in taking more informed decisions and use and tackle some of those challenges that I mentioned before, such as education, climate change, and health, using the power of data. And they use artificial intelligence as a way to accelerate structural reforms. And in a world where actually modern digital technology are going to make transformation exponential, we think that this startup can contribute to the development agenda with concrete and practical solutions. And I hope young people will be more interested in coming to the being interested in how data, how mathematics and artificial intelligence can help to shape a better world.
Yeah, in fact, in IBF Foundation, we have noticed that often students coming from international relations universities and these kind of courses do not know enough about development cooperation, and that's why we have thought about this series now of interviews to raise awareness about these less known aspects, so data, startups, etc. So a question we are often asked is how to start a career. So what about you? Did you know enough about development cooperation when you started?
Well, I don't think it is really necessary to have an experience on development and cooperation to start working in this area. It helps, of course. When I started 20 years ago, I started to work on SMEs regional development, and then I moved immediately to private sector, where I work as a quality assurance manager, and I start and learn and discover to the development and cooperation field when I arrive in Brussels, and I start to work on for an organization called Senelec, and there I was working as a quality assurance expert, and uh, and I liked to work there because it was international, multicultural. I learned uh, about the cooperation and development, and after 5 exciting years in this sector, where I actually contribute to the development of some of the some policies, such as the free movement of goods for Eastern European countries, I learned the job of development and cooperation. I learned about how to design technical assistance project, how to procure project, how to manage and implement a project, how to evaluate a project. And at that point, I was ready to enter the consulting world, and that's when I started to. At that point, I wanted I understood I want to manage development cooperation projects. I wasn't cut for work for an NGO. I wanted the dynamic and the excitement of the consulting world, and that's when I decided to go and work for IBF, one of the best company in Europe, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, indeed. And what about master's degrees, for example? Do you think universities and masters prepare students enough for this sector? And what has changed, in your opinion, since you started your career?
And I hope things change because I started a long time back. So by now, I think that there should be. I saw many more masters working on development and cooperation. When I did university, there were not many. Um, I think master universities are now very mature, and they offer a lot of curriculum on these topics, and are very good schools around in Europe and around the world. Uh, I think that I think it's important to experience the field. I encourage everybody either to an internship or to go to the field. Um, when we, in my work as a director, I had to hire young people, new staff, and of course, I look at their level of education that comes first, but what actually made the difference was the motivation and the interest in a subject. And I want to see that the people that I was hiring, not only they had an education, and not only that they could solve a problem, but actually that they were passionate about what they do. And this passion comes from often from the experience that you have in life.
Yeah, of course, we agree because IBF Foundation was created precisely to give opportunities to students to learn more about consultancy in development cooperation. So that's why we have a traineeship program for students who want to apply. What's your opinion on this? Do you think that having an experience on this field is important? What do you think about the activity of IBF Foundation?
I think it's a great initiative. I wish I had this opportunity when I was younger. And I, I think field experience, as I said, is important. Um, when I'm on the field, I understand how difficult to live in certain areas or in certain conditions, how different value systems are. And this understanding makes then my work more real, more and also more impactful. When we do consultancy, we have the tendency to remain very theoretical, and also when we do part of the consulting job is related to the administration of the project, and sometimes we don't see actually what's going on in the field. But having some experience helps to put perspective into the life of and the work of a project manager in this sector.
Yeah, thank you. One last question. What's your advice to anyone interested in work in the development cooperation field? Your general personal advice.
I think choosing a good university is a good step. Going on the field and experience, be passionate and curious about what happens on the field and the rest of the world. And I think the rest will happen when you're ready for it.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much for your advice and for sharing your point of view. I'm sure it will help students to have a better idea about this interesting world and how to approach it. So if you have any questions or you are interested in any specific subject, please let us know at info@ibf-foundation.org. So thank you and see you for the next video.